So Bradley Beal said he's already made his decision on where he's playing next. Now, do you feel like that decision is not the Wizards?
Honestly, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. I've never seen a player come out and say, I've made a decision. I'm just not going to tell you guys. I'm just going to wait. It's weird. Like, me personally, I think he wants to go to Miami. Yep. I do think that's the destination for him. I think at this point, we're at a point in the East where the East could really shake up with a move or two. And I think Miami getting Bradley Beal's that move that we're looking at them, Boston and the Bucks, like, in the Nets, like, oh shit, this could be like a couple years, some slobber knockers in the Eastern Conference. So I think Bradley Beal to Miami. And I like Donovan at first, but Bradley Beal has shown the ability to be an off-ball player a lot of the times in Washington next to John Wall. He has more size. He's a good cutter. He was really great cutter in Washington. He has that ability, and he's a little taller. So, you want the taller guy. And you want the more, I don't want to say established, but at this point, Bradley Beal is a more established offensive player in terms of 1, 2, 3 versatility. So I think Bradley Beal will fit more for Miami. But I think, he's just being a weirdo, waiting to sign his extension, and then he's going to ultimately say, I did all I could to stay with the franchise, but they can't offer me nothing more, so I'm just going to go. In reality, bro, we know you're pulling the opposite of a Melo. You're getting your money, and you're just going to ask for a trade, and you're going to go.
Their GM, Tommy Shepard, has asked about it, and I think the Dunked On podcast. Basically, do you intend on giving Bradley Beal the full $253 million max? And Shepard's response was basically, oh, we love him. We love the relationship. He didn't answer the question. Yeah. I'm not going to answer it. It's pretty simple. Brad's going to get his money, and then he's going to want it. It's very, very Bradley Beal-esque to do that. The player that wants to stay in Washington to get his money. He likes Washington, winning 32 games a year.
For like 3-4 years.
I looked at that before. You know the last time they won 50 games? What year?
1992.
Oh, no.
1975.
Close.
Yo, I'm nice.
It was with Wes Unseld.
Had to be.
No, I don't think. I think you're retired.
1971? What
do you say?
The Bullets? Was it the Bullets?
Yeah, the Baltimore.
He
usually actually still was in the NBA.
Usually I don't want to knock you, but usually when you ask somebody a question like that, you kind of have the answer in the back of your head.
Well, yeah, I know the answer.
So why do you make us?
Oh,
he wanted to see if Wes Unseld on the team.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
1979 is the last time they won 50 games.
Okay.
And he was in the NBA. He was age 32.
Wes Unseld?
Yep.
He was an MVP his rookie year.
Yep.
He had a fro.
It's really weird he would do that because we know he's going to take the money and then.
I guess he wants. He wants to make it like a. I don't know. Maybe make it like a.
I'm just confused because we've talked. This same conversation has popped up over the last 3 years. So what's the difference now?
And he keeps making it seem like he wants to stay and build something, but why? And they haven't made no moves to establish. I mean, like last year in the beginning of the year, they were good. We remember them. They were fighting tooth and nail. They were in the playoff spot. Then they just lost, I think, like 14 straight games. And then you kind of seen like, all right, a bunch of mid players. And let's be realistic, Bradley Beal isn't a superstar. He's probably like a mid to high level all-star, but he isn't that guy that's going to take you over the top. So it's like you got these mid players, then you got Bradley Beal holding it down. He doesn't have that type of playmaking that makes everybody better. He's a scorer that needs his touches. So it's like he's better in a situation where he can kind of just get the ball, go score, and then defend. He doesn't need to do too much else. That's why I look at Miami like you got Jimmy Butler. He's a playmaker. You got Bam. He kind of runs the offense at times as the big. Kyle Lowry, if he stays, you got Kyle Lowry. He's still at this point, he had a hamstring injury, so I ain't going to knock him too much. But he can still play make. He can still get guys open. So I think that would be the spot for him. But this is just very weird behavior. But this generation.
I don't expect any of that just because I feel like what's the difference in saying that now versus later?
Yeah.
And again, players just don't do shit like that. I just feel like he on some trolly shit.
Grown
He's
man,
not
by the
going to
way.
free agency because he wants his money. And even if he stays this year and gets traded, I mean, shit, do it. But I don't know. You had so many chances he could have been going to Miami. I don't know the difference now and then 2 years ago.
A lot of players wasn't going to go to free agents. Like him and Zach, I didn't see it because they missing out on like $80 million in money.
Yeah, it's too much.
It don't make no, and none of the teams are playoff teams. Like they got a couple years, so it never made sense to like, why would they leave if they want to win? They've made it seem like they want to win, so why would they leave to go to bad teams?
I like the Wizards in this position that they currently in, though. If he was to stay versus the other years where I thought he should have no brainer just left. Like you have the 10th pick. Kristaps Porzingis' contract is not, that's going to be up and like very soon. Yeah. And they played good when he was healthy. Wes Unseld Jr. had this team really, really. I don't want to act like they was great, but they were better than they have been the previous years or was projected to be.
Yep.
I just really think that they missing a point guard. Number one, they don't have one true point guard. That's
They're gonna be
that's
missing a
just so
guard too.
obvious.
Tyus Jones fills that.
A backcourt. They're
Why
missing
would
a
you settle
backcourt.
for that though? The 30th best starting point guard. Why would you settle for that? Or the 27th.
30th?
The 26th. It's not top
Who
20.
are the
Why
other
are you settling
options
for
that you could have?
D'Angelo Russell's one. You were talking about that.
I'd rather have Tyus Jones for the Wizards than D'Lo personally.
Me too.
That's reasonable. You keep some of those assets that you would have spent. That doesn't make sense.
And he knows what his job is. His job is to be a steady point guard, low assist to turnover ratio. D'Lo, he's always going to be in that thing of like, am I playmaking tonight or am I going for 35?
Yeah.
I think when you play with Bradley Beal, you need somebody who knows exactly what their role is.
I think
Tyus is that.
The Tyus Jones consistency would probably take over D'Lo's hot and cold streak. But when D'Lo at a high, obviously, you take D'Lo. But when he's low,
I like the versatility of the Wizards, man. Kuzma, Denny.
They have a lot of depth.
We haven't seen Rui last year. It was a weird year with his parents.
he's also
like
another.
him.
Yeah, what happened?
KCP 's
Daniel
the best
Gafford,
one.
Bryant.
Gafford is good.
KCP is the best one of all those wing players.
He'll
Kuzma's
probably be
solid.
gone though.
KCP?
He's on a player option.
I'm
he?
taking
Team
Rui
option,
over
team
KCP.
option.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll pick that up.
Bradley Beal said, "I know what my decision will be based on, and that's going to be where I feel like I can win.
Oh,
That's going to be my decision. If I feel like I can win in DC, that's what I'm going to do."
they have Brad Wanamaker, so he's set.
I have teams here. Let me know what you think would be the best destination for Bradley Beal. Realistic too. Miami Heat is one of them. The Mavericks, the Nuggets,
How
the
the hell do the
Lakers,
Mavericks get
They
him?
will have to
the
gut
Blazers, and Nets.
the Mavericks will have to gut their depth to get.
Oh,
You don't
they got
think they
Tim
can?
Hardaway
You don't
Jr.
think they
to get his
can?
contract.
They can trade Brunson.
Brunson's not getting. Bradley's gonna
Brunson
get
and-
40.
Brunson has to want to go there. He has to
Brunson
wanna go there.
and more, not just Brunson.
Bradley's gonna get $40 million.
And Brunson is a sign and trade candidate.
He'll get like.
But
24,
Brunson has to
25.
want to go there. That's how sign and trades work.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
facts.
He has to
facts.
sign there to want to go.
And they're probably
there.
not gonna
You can't just
get
say
in
we
with it.
trading you.
They don't want, so Brunson and I wouldn't give up Finney Smith.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Tim Hardaway Jr., Dwight Powell, and what else?
Brunson, if he wants to go. Say for example,
He's
he
not
wants to go.
going there, man.
Oh, then that ain't enough. It's either
If he's
Brunson.
playing with Bradley Beal, why would he go?
If it ain't Brunson, it's nothing. That's how they looking at it. We need something. So if it ain't Brunson,
I mean, if they get Brunson and Hardaway, it fills their 1 and 2 spots pretty easily. And then KCP at the 3, Kuzma at the 4.
then what
Well,
about who
at
they
that
just
point-
Kristaps
drafted?
at the
At
5.
that point, the rebuilding, so they're probably just looking
Yeah,
to get future
facts.
assets.
They
They're
don't
not
care at
looking
that
to
point,
fill
yeah.
out their starting lineup. The Denver
Wizards
thing.
don't have no pick. I mean, Dallas don't have no picks like that.
And then you
Not no
just pick
valuable
whoever
ones.
you pick at 10 needs minutes, like significant minutes. So they need to start like right away.
Would Denver trade MPJ for Bradley Beal?
Look, I wouldn't be opposed to
Would
that.
Washington take it?
It's a good question.
With his
'cause
back.
with his
At this
money in his
point,
back.
Washington.
Because he's such a good fit playing off of Jokic with one of the 5 best shooters in the game at his size.
Do you trust MPJ's creation at this point?
Oh, no. That's why I'm not like Laura and Jabari Smith. They're too tight on their hips and stuff. They can't dribble. He needs to be alongside Jokic. That's why he's so good.
And as Denver, are you doing that?
Yes.
If
If,
you
I'm
don't
Denver, I'm
believe-
doing that.
It's also
Think
a
so?
new regime,
Yes.
too, with
Easily.
Calvin Booth. I think if you don't trust his health and you think it's only going to get worse with the back at 23.
I like MPJ's shot.
Look, I
shot
like
ability
I
at
like
6'10".
I like Michael Porter Jr.'s spot up ability. In terms of creating for himself, he does take tough, difficult shots.
He's
He's
6'10".
more than a spot
And he
shooter.
doesn't, and Michael Porter Jr. also doesn't defend. So Bradley Beal's a significantly better offensive player, and we see when Bradley Beal wants to try on defense, he can play defense.
true.
He's not MPJ on defense.
With MPJ, he improved though as a defender in his second season. The issue is he's missed half of his time in the NBA. First year in his fourth season, basically, with the back issues. But he's gotten better on the defensive end. He's fine.
What about Philly?
But if I'm Denver, I'll do that. I'm trading MPJ for Bradley Beal.
I don't know.
I'm not thinking too much about it personally.
I think you underrate how good he is as a movement shooter and a cutter and a rebounder.
No, he's good at those things. I agree.
He's elite at those things.
I know
Elite
he
finisher
averaged
off
24
Jokic.
and 10 when
Murray-
Jamal Murray went down.
Joker, Murray, Beal is enough to get it done in the West.
I think you need another guard that can defend at a high level.
So a wing.
Like a Gary Harris, a 2 guard.
So
that you
bringing
can put in
back
there.
Gary Harris, or just
I
somebody
think he
like
would be
that.
big. He was
Gary
as
Harris going to
destructive.
the Lakers, man.
Or Wendell Moore. What you think?
Wendell
Shit,
Moore would be
man.
nice. I don't know if he'd be able to be impactful enough in year 1 though.
That's tough. Not small, but 2 guards in the backcourt.
I actually had a Denver
and the
Nuggets here,
wing.
too.
The West they got a lot of wings, man. Like LeBron,
That's why you need at
Kawhi,
least a Gary Harris or something.
PG. Like Brandon Ingram,
I don't think
Zion.
Gary Harris saw that shit either. His ass too little.
He the
for
same
dude.
size as Bradley Beal.
He's
Is
like
there
6'4".
a-
Well, he can
Might as
defend
well
well.
keep Will
Long arms,
Barton.
yeah.
Is there a world where there's a 3-team trade and Bradley Beal goes to the Nets, Kyrie goes somewhere else, and Wizards get assets?
Who would be the third team?
I don't know, but I'm saying Beal to the Nets with Kyrie.
If I'm
1
KD,
foot out
that
the
does not
door.
move the shit out of me. I'd be dumb mad.
Kyrie and Cat pair the boys up back from Jersey. And
If I'm
put his side
KD
up.
and you the best and you just let go of Kyrie and you giving me Bradley Beal back, I'm good, bro. Send me to Phoenix.
The only reason I don't think those happen is because again, Kyrie has to want to go and sign a trade. He has to want to go there.
Yeah, that's why I
If you
think
could-
he will
now, if
not
you
go
could
to
sign
Washington.
him and say you going here, then that's
Yeah.
different. But
I don't
I
think
feel like
Kyrie
that's
want
how
to go
you
to
should
Washington.
be. Honestly, if I'm giving you this money, I should decide where
What
you
up,
go.
hold up, I actually just came up with this off the top of my head. So 3-team trade: Bradley Beal goes to Brooklyn, Kyrie goes to the Clippers, and the Clippers send Norman Powell, Brandon Boston Jr., and let's just say like a Reggie Jackson to the Wizards with some picks.
Wizards decline. They're
With
gonna
some
pick up the
picks?
phone and say Miami. Okay,
Let go of
let's-
Reggie money.
yeah.
Brandon Boston is the one that's like it's the sweet.
I think the question I would like to ask is, do y'all think Jerry West accepts Kyrie into the culture that they've built?
I thought he was just a consultant there, Jerry.
Or what
Let's
about
do
a
this, Frank,
what
right?
about a 3-team trade? This actually a better one, I think. Bradley Beal to the Nets, Kyrie to the Clippers, Ben Simmons to the Wizards.
Oh,
Think they give up
shit.
on Ben after just getting him?
I don't see why they would be
Ben
loyal
and
to Ben.
Porzingis, you're 4 and 5.
And then you got Kyrie, Beal, and KD.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you have Beal and KD. Kyrie's on the Clippers.
Oh! Clippers win. They probably say sure, yeah, fuck it.
Would KD want out? Playing with Beal?
What do the Clippers give up?
Hella Marcus Morris, Norman Powell, and Brandon Boston. Bye.
Because they're getting this big contract, and they're not giving up nothing.
It would probably be
goes
Norman
where?
Powell, Brandon Boston, Luke Kennard could
Where
be
they
a name
going?
that goes.
To the Nets or to the Wizards?
Probably the Nets, right?
I would say like half. I think the Wizards get Brandon Boston. They get the young player. Norman Powell could be a guy that they get, or maybe Reggie Jackson to fill that point guard void. Even though Ben Simmons could fill it. Now that I'm thinking about it, it could just be a straight up deal with the Wizards and the Nets. It's Ben Simmons and Bradley Beal, and that could be something that they could do.